The co-founder of the largest centralized exchange on the planet has officially been freed from prison. FTX repaying $16 billion. Is it true? Is it not? What's going to happen? FTX, crypto gaming. There's a lot of news to break down, and I'll be breaking down just for you because you are special. All I ask, enjoy the content, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So this is the big news that happened. It is officially BNB season. Now, gaming, I understand, it's not getting that much attention on BNB, but it is high night time to talk about it because CZ himself, the man, the Chad, the myth, the legend, has officially been freed. He was in prison for a couple months. We had the 4 thing going on, and now he's free. And so a lot of people are saying maybe this spells the beginning of the full-blown bull cycle. Personal opinion, I think that, CZ is an awesome guy. He's going to continue to be on blockchain. But at the end of the day, as he said, Binance seems to be doing well without him backseat driving, which is wonderful. I see Binance being a little bit compromised compared to where it was before. If you really look into the centralized exchange listings that happened back in the day, the regulation, the information they're giving to the government, it's not the same powerhouse that it was back then. They were back then. They were like the big decentralized fighting force. You were a centralized exchange, but you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do stuff. And then they got compromised. So it is what it is. We'll see where Binance goes, but that's the first big news catalyst that we got. Bitcoin ETF spot inflows are hitting pretty big numbers. Now, are they peaking? Debatable. But there's a lot of money coming from the big institutions. Keep in mind, this run has primarily been run by institutions. This is why you don't see gaming right now having an enormous run. Yes, there are venture capital funds that pour a lot of money into gaming coins. That does exist. But who buys the bags from the VCs? It is the retail traders, the exit liquidity, so to say, such as you and myself. Good thing is, though, we're trying to use other people as exit liquidity. And if there's actually like something there, then it's going to benefit everybody involved. We'll elaborate more on that, but that's where we're going to go ahead and leave you. A lot of people are going ahead and buying Bitcoin on the spot ETFs in the stock market for institutions. So great. Right now, Bitcoin is at $65,000, which TLDR means that nothing is happening. We're still ranging, but altcoins are just having a mania because people are expecting October to be very big for the crypto space. $16 billion, FTX news. They're going to go ahead and apparently these are total claims and recoveries. FTX is going to repay $16 billion. People thought it was going to happen tomorrow, so I was going to put breaking news on there, but no, I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. We actually see here from Ran, doesn't matter your opinion on him. October 7th, 2024, court hearing will take place to confirm FTX's Chapter 11 plan of reorganization. Great. And it will pave the wave 4 repayments to go ahead and begin. So it's going to take a bit. So apparently distributions in Q1 2025 at the earliest. So we've got a little bit to get that extra liquidity, that $16 billion of pure dollars that will likely be returned to investors, VCs, and everybody involved. Hopefully, if you had your money in FTX, you can get at least a little bit of it back, and hopefully even more. Just shout out to Star Atlas because they got hit real hard by FTX. They've been doing pretty well for themselves. And of course, because there's news about FTX, the FTX token is pumping. You're asking me why? Do you think there's utility behind this? No, it's a meme coin. It is officially a meme coin now. So people are just buying it because they can. It's getting attention right now. It's like Moodang, that little hippo. It's very cute. People are buying it as a result of it getting attention. Same thing is happening with Terra Luna Classic. One point or another, we covered a ton of Lunk. I've been saying it for the longest of time. This thing's a meme coin. There's nothing wrong with being a meme coin. Most cryptocurrencies, they give off a lot of meme coin characteristics, as well as most gaming coins. If your gaming coin does not have any current utility, it is essentially a pseudo meme coin. It's all it is. And talking about gaming coins that have launched very recently, and by the way, full disclosure, I invested a bag into this one. Dark Times went ahead and launched, and a lot of people had very controversial points of views on Dark Times launch. First thing I will say is I have not sold my Dark Times, so I am down a lot on my initial investment. Kind of is what it is, right? They launched on Gate.io. It gives a little bit of an interesting conversation because there's a lot of crypto gaming coins that are going to be launching in Q4. This is clear as day to me. There's going to be probably over 50 to 100 different tokens that are just going to be launching all of a sudden during Q4 of 2024. It's going to be absolutely insane. What are things that we have to be a little bit worried about? Because Dark Times itself, it doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad project because it's not doing well right now. You know, they went ahead, migrated over to Sui. They're getting some, attention over there right now. But the thing is, when they launched, they did not have on-chain liquidity. What am I trying to say by that? They didn't have a decentralized exchange. You couldn't buy this thing on Uniswap. You literally had to be on Gate.io. And I don't know if you knew this, but Gate.io doesn't let people from the US actually trade. So if you're from the US, you were absolutely screwed. You couldn't go ahead and buy or sell this thing. So right now we have a bit of an issue where all of the liquidity of this token is put on a centralized exchange. It's one single centralized exchange. There's zero arbitrage trading that can happen. So of course that creates less volume for this token, less demand for this token. But on top of that, it's not the best centralized exchange in the world. So people are like, it costs a lot of money to be on centralized exchanges. But at the same time, we have to make sure the token's going to do well. It's very complicated when it comes to actually launching a token. People argued, if you don't have utility or you don't have product, you're not going to do well. And I think a great example of a proper TGE that did really well was Pirate Nation. They did an airdrop campaign, season 1. They launched, their token price was at like 12 cents. People sold, they floored everything. And then all of a sudden they launched on Coinbase about like an hour or two afterward. After all the paper hands instantly floored their tokens, they launched on Coinbase. And I was like, damn, yeah, huge. They also raised a lot of money though. And of course, there are a lot of TGEs like Dark Times that aren't going to have these crazy valuation. My opinion, personally, it doesn't mean the token means that like if the token goes down, it doesn't mean that the game's automatically going to die. At the end of the day, when they end up actually releasing their fast-paced Brawler Royale game in that PvP survival format, if it's good, if they've got a solid economy, then the token is going to come back. As it stands right now, I would prefer to be buying tokens that already have that stability because of just how undervalued crypto gaming is. So am I flooding my bags right now? Yes, I am flooding my bags. But of course, there's plenty of tokens that will go through the same exact scenario that may or may not succeed, but figured you should know because that's the big news in the crypto gaming space right now. And another thing, Off the Grid is going to be coming on Q4. And some people have even teased that in the next 60 days, we will have Off the Grid. It's going to be on PC, PS5, Xbox Series XS. They're the crypto game that everybody is looking forward to. And they're going to have a chain. It's going to be on Guns. And Guns is very hyped right now. Delphi Digital, the ones that invested into Axie Infinity, they put their biggest investment yet into Off the Grid. So they have everything putting on there. I think this is really the catalyst that is going to bring crypto gaming its next leg up. What happened earlier this year? We had Portal's launch. Portal happened back in February, and it sent every single crypto gaming token to the moon. Everybody was TGing. There were 300 different tokens that came out, and they were all mooning because this one did, it was like 50 to 100x for the people that got in super early. But then we saw what happened later. And so we're looking for a token that presumably so, it's going to have inflation. So, whether or not it goes up or not is debatable, but it has sustainability. And we haven't really found that within the crypto gaming space. But in terms of just the next leg up, we're looking for the next big launch that gives those investors those huge multiples to get a lot of euphoria back into the market and fresh funding to carry the crypto gaming space forward. And right now, it seems like Off the Grid is looking like it wants to go ahead and do that. Other tokens that we've talked about on the channel before, Startless DAO, for example, is at 23 cents. We talked about this back in, August of 2024, so really not that long ago, mid-August. It was at 13 cents. Oh, yeah, it was at 13 cents, and now it's at 24 cents. Is it a crazy gain? Depending on how much capital you had, it's an $85 million FTV coin. Sure, could have been pretty good. These leaders that have already shown themselves to be leaders, this is why I talk about the bigger gaming chains. These are the ones that are going to have the best gains when the market actually comes back to gaming. People want to invest into winners. They don't want to have to guess who is going to be winning. They want to just piggyback and sheep mentality invest into what is already winning. Solana has chosen Star Atlas to be their winner in crypto gaming. And as long as they don't make some colossal mistake, then for the most part, they're going to continue to be that winner, and they're going to continue to have the best rates, the best gains, and carry their industry, which is Solana gaming, forward. It's simple as that. You want to incubate as a chain, one single project, to go ahead and carry all others, because a big old boat, you carry the biggest boat in the world, goes ahead and rises tides if the boat is goated. All right, next one. Carrot as well is big news. They have pumped like crazy, erasing all of their losses over the past year. This is going to happen to a lot of crypto gaming projects. Once we get any sort of attention, the valuations of these tokens are pretty ridiculous right now. It is absolutely ridiculous that a lot of these tokens are where they're at right now. So really, you can't go wrong. It's got to be a game that you genuinely enjoy, or that you think you will genuinely enjoy. If you feel like there's going to be inherent intrinsic demand, then of course it's going to be a pumper. If it's something that is already winning and it is going to continue to win, it's going to be a pumper. And when the entire industry gets that big old catalyst, that big old game that is actually very meaningful and is going to change the very fabric of what the industry is, then everybody that's winning already is going to win even more. So that's pretty much where we're at right now. We're not getting into any other coins. The people that, talk and they comment, because we recently made a tier list about crypto games and all of the different tiers, and I footed a lot of my own bags. The truth is, I was using the spray and pray approach for the most part. It's a very common angel investing thing where you invest into a bunch of different projects with a certain amount of capital to go ahead and get X hit rate, because reality is a vast majority of the projects that you get into in Angel are just going to inevitably fail. So while we may not have hit on dark times at least yet, there's still a lot of positivity on the projects that we have actually hit on. It really only takes one to make up for 50 different projects. And that's what you've got to go ahead and keep in mind. But you don't have to take that risk when you're investing into public rounds or when you're investing in the public markets. You don't have to guess who's going to be the winner, because you already know who's the winner. You could go on CoinMarketCap right now and you could see some of the coins that have already done well and just get into them. It doesn't need to be complicated. People always think that there's some insane alpha in the crypto gaming markets. It's really easy. You just have to have conviction. And if you don't have conviction, then it kind of is what it is. Unlucky. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Just quick update. Crypto gaming markets, stay classy, and that's all.